Well, unless a special event happens that I'm asked to ride on a wood sleigh, I think my wood sleigh riding days are over. But I know many of you have seen how these are used in decor, leaning them against a house. I've used them on tables, and today I'm going to be using it under a Christmas tree as a stand to lift it up. And I did this in a previous home, and you might have remembered seeing that also. But what I'm going to do right now is put some felt pads on the runners just to protect our floors. I also always put felt pads on the runners when I use them on the table as a centerpiece. I'm hoping I could find some photos that go quite a ways back showing that. I've used them at clients' houses for buffets. I've used them during Christmas events. They're a lot of fun to decorate with. Some of them I've painted, some were left natural. And you can find these still in abundance out at thrift stores and other locations that sell vintage items. So what I have here are just the round felt pads that you could use on furniture. I used them behind pictures sometimes just to bring the level out a little bit. And I'm going to cut them in half just so that they're not as showy once it's on the floor. So I'm just going to turn this over. I have another one in the attic that I'm wondering if I used before. This one might end up being too small for what I want, but I chose to grab the smaller one first because I have a small space for it. And you will see that this is going under the tree here in the kitchen, which is a different tree than I had in another video. I mentioned to you I might change that out. So I'm just going to put these little half pads all the way down the runner. Once again, it's to protect our floors. I'm going to do in all the key areas that for sure will touch. What's nice about these as well is you can tie the tree right to the sled itself if need be. But I was always try to attach a faux tree and a real tree somehow to a wall, to a doorknob or something, just for that little extra stability. If you have cats, you'll know why. If you have children, you'll know why. Been there, done that. And I learned the hard way. Okay, two more. And I see here, I have a few spider webs. That is not part of the decor, I can assure you. It could have been a lot worse. Okay. Like I said, so if you use this on, that was an awkward way of doing it. So if you use this on a countertop, a table, now it's not going to scratch anything and it moves easily. I've also, like I said, when you have a party, these are fun on a countertop, and you can do displays for levels and heights for cheese platters, appetizers, cocktails. They're a lot of fun to use during a party, and then you can put them away easily until next year. So I'm going to put this under the tree, see if it's the one that's going to fit, and then I will show you what it looks like. I was actually going to get the larger sled to try because this one has a wood rail halfway and the tree is half on, half off the wood rail. But I ended up deciding I'm going to use the large one probably outside of the house. I need a larger sled for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm attaching it to the wall as I mentioned, and that's going to hold it straight and secure. I already have some nails here on one of these beams, and I'll be able to put it right on that. And that's not going anywhere now. Yeah. Sometimes I just strike when the mood hits me. And today the mood was, I knew I wanted to organize my pantries, but I didn't know I was going to organize it before the sun came out. But one thing I need to get under control are my doom piles. And some of you might know what doom piles are. It stands for didn't organize, only moved. Doom piles. I have many doom piles. And case in point, there's a basket here of things that I collected from the living room when company was coming. I put it in a basket and I hid it in the pantry. That's a doom basket. So right now I need to take control, and I've decided with the baking season coming on, I want to make sure everything is still in fresh mode, not expired. I want to get things organized. And this pantry was very disorganized from even when we had construction. I had things just thrown in here. Some of the food is in the Butler's pantry, some's here in the food pantry. I had this space taken up with things such as, let me see if they're here on the counter, boxes of containers of seeds that I was drying. I'm going to now put those in proper containers. I had all kinds of stuff in there. So that's what I am doing today. I am going to take care of the pantry, and I think I'm going to work on the Butler's pantry and get organized for the baking holidays ahead. Now here in the pantry, I ended up bringing some risers in. I had these at the retail store. I had products on them. But in here, I'm going to use them to give me a few more levels. I even have one in a corner somewhere. Oh, it's back here right now. I'm not sure if I'll use it for that. But I'm going to use these levels because they were taking up space in my office and in a box. And right now I'm going to put them to use. So I'm going to try to categorize this by vegetables and fruit, baking products. Over here I have several canisters that were empty, taking up space. So I'm putting all our little snack foods in here so that we can just come into the pantry, turn to the right, and grab some snacks and try to get a little organization here. We even have the vanilla. I have it tucked away in here. Look how it's doing. So that is going to be moved somewhere else, but I don't know where yet. And then on the top shelf, I had some other odd items. I decided to put a lot of my smaller kitchen items that I do use here and there, such as the apple peeler and my little chopper. And I'll put some other items up there, things that I have to grab the step stool for, but things that I want to see and have in my eyesight. All right, so I'm going to put the camera down and get this organized a bit, and then I have to take care of what's going on in here. Oh, and here's another thing also. All over the house, well, not all over, but in several areas, pantry, kitchen, Butler's pantry, I had plasticware for parties, events, scattered all over. I'm corralling them in the bin, and they're all going to go in the basement labeled so that when we have a party or an event, or if I'm looking for a plastic cup, I will know where they are versus 4 or 5 different areas here in the kitchen. So the sun is starting to come out, which is great. And I am moving along here. What I'm going to be now doing is I'm tackling also this pull-out cabinet. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And once again, the kitchen was done in stages. So I have things scattered that really aren't organized where they should be, such as I had potato flakes in this pull-out, and I had some potato flakes in this cabinet, not realizing I already had some. So I'm going to, once again, put everything together, organize it, and this pull-out cabinet's going to have a little bit more of a dedicated use so I know exactly what is in there. So we're making the Butler's pantry more for baking. I will have this pantry more for everyday meals, cooking, and whatnot. And then the pull-out is most likely going to be things like breakfast cereals and things we want to grab for snacking and things like that. That's the plan, at least. So I just opened up this. I'm going to show you again, case in point, regarding things just being about everywhere. I have some plastic cups that now I can grab, well, not without a stool, that I can grab and put into the bin of plastic summer party items or party items.